Respect thy Autastic over Christmas. So my friend's mum just wrote an email to me asking how to be more considerate of her son over the Christmas period, and I figured as I never made a video on this, I would do a quick one just with a few pointers on how to be more aware of your child with autism or your friend or your family member over the Christmas period. So if you consider their normal level of sensitivity or anxiety over the general year, usually Christmas is one of the peaks because there's lots of people and lots of noise and lots of flashing Christmas lights, lots of ringing of bells, ho ho ho's, and lots of colour, lots of smells. It can be very overwhelming, and that's not to mention the social aspects, which are also usually a big issue for a lot of people on the spectrum. Not because a lot of them don't want to socialise. I know from a personal point of view I would love to be able to socialise a lot better, and I would like to have a few more friends, but I find it very difficult and very exhausting because of the amount of energy and time and anxiety and nervous energy, and also the amount of stimulation that it causes or gives me. So all those different factors make it very, very difficult. Then also from an adult perspective, there is the fact that, you know, you feel like you should be doing more, that you kind of reflect on the last year and realise the things you haven't achieved yet again, like working or studying or relationships or all those things. So it is a very challenging time of year, and I know it is for everyone. I'm not just saying it's for people on the spectrum, but I think it is a nice thing to be quite considerate of people on the spectrum. So often at Christmas people have family get-togethers or friends getting together. You know, always invite someone on the spectrum. Even if you 99% know they're not going to turn up, it doesn't mean they don't want to be invited. So may I suggest, even if you don't think they're going to come, you know, at least make them feel included, because it does hurt when you don't get invited to things. Even if you know you won't be able to face go to a party, it's nice to know that people think of you. So I'd say invite them, even if you don't think they're going to come. Secondly, if they do come, just be aware, you know, don't find it rude if they come for 20 minutes and leave, because probably actually turning up to that party is like a massive step for them, like a really big thing. So don't judge them if they leave early or if they have to go into a quiet room. It's nothing personal, it's just that they're overwhelmed, or, you know, that they've made that achievement, and, you know, be proud of them. They made it. If they do stay a while and they start getting a little bit tetchy, just be kind, you know, just quietly point out to them there's a room down the hall that's quiet, or, you know, you can go out the back. Just, you know, let them know that there's spaces that they can have a little bit of downtime if they need it. You know, for me in particular, I find food a big trigger. So, you know, if you offer them food, you know, once or twice and they say no politely, just let it be. Don't shove food in their face, because they might have their routine when they get home that actually settles them down. They might have a lot of food sensitivities like myself. You know, my biggest fears are red foods and squishy foods, and if you gave me red squishy food at Christmas, I would find it very difficult to even look at it, let alone eat it. So I think it's just, yeah, being aware. And with big family get-togethers, you know, just be aware when you're organising them that often people on the spectrum are shy and they don't want to cause an issue. So, you know, if you're going to have a big family get-together, just be aware that either, you know, they need to have a space that's quiet away from everyone else, or that it might not be the best thing to have 20 people staying over at your house on Christmas Day, because they might not be able to handle it, and you're risking, you know, meltdown factor and knocking them out for a couple of weeks just for one night of enjoyment on the family's behalf that might be like their worst nightmare. So just little things that most people would find enjoyable, you just need to think about. And if they do quietly mention something, you know, don't ridicule them and go, you know, toughen up, sunshine, or whatever people say. You know, it doesn't hurt to turn off the lights, you know, the flashing Christmas lights for a night, or turn down the carols or anything like that. There's nothing that's really, you know, too hard to kind of move around if you need to. I'm not saying, you know, worship them and let them have their way. There is a give and take. But if it's something that's gonna, you know, wear them out for the next month, it's not worth it. You know, just be a little bit considerate, be a bit respectful, just give them their space, show them you care, let them be involved as much as they want to, and let them have their quiet space when they want to. If they need to sleep, that's fine. You know, it's Christmas. Everyone deserves to enjoy it as much as they can, including the person with autism who has different, you know, sensory levels to everyone else, and what's enjoyable to you might not be enjoyable to them. But they, you know, most people on the spectrum do love Christmas. I know I do. It's just, our tolerance levels are a little different. So, I guess that's all I have to say for now. Just keep your eyes open, keep your ears open. Love your friend, whoever they are, or they're your family member on the spectrum, you know. They're people too, just we function a little differently. Still full of love, still want to enjoy Christmas. Anyway, on that note, Merry Christmas to everyone. Keep cool. Feel free to contact me if you want any other topics. Alright, over and out.